So for question number 3, I've got the same scenario where I've got a fraction, but then I don't have one fraction. Right? I've got one fraction, two fractions. I want to turn this into one fraction, so I need to subtract these away from each other. So, and a helpful hint: if there's a minus in between here, I want to make that a plus and put the minus on top. I'll multiply the top by a -1. Essentially, is what I've done. Turn that into a -5. A little bit easier to fool with. Now, if I'm just looking at the left side here, this has an x plus 1. This has a 2. I need them to look the same. A little bit different than the last, no, number 2, the last question, because there's a 1 there. Now there's a 2 there. So what I've got to do is multiply this fraction by x plus 1. If I do it to the bottom, you got to do it to the top. I'm going to multiply this over here by 2. Do it to the bottom, you do it to the top. Right? This guy times this one, and this guy times this guy. So what would that look like? Where does that get us? 2 times 6, 12. 2 times x, this is times both of them. 2 times 1 plus -5 times x. -5 times 1. 2 times x. 2 times 1. Alright, same denominator. That's what's supposed to happen. So 12 plus -5, give me a 7. Still a -5x on top. Alright, you can cross multiply here if you like, but notice I'm going to multiply an x times an x here and get a quadratic. And if you're good with quadratics, go for it. If you're good with the quadratic formula, if you're good with factoring, go for it. I would suggest you just do it this way. I'm going to multiply this side over here. See how these are both 3's? I'm going to multiply this side over here by 3. Remember, I'm multiplying by 1, essentially what I'm doing. Both these have 2's. I'm going to multiply this side by 2. What's going to happen, I'm going to say 3 times 2, 3 times 2. And over here, I'm going to say 2 times 3, 2 times 3. It's going to give me the same 6x plus 6 on the denominator for both of them. Now multiply the top, 21 minus 15x, 8. What's the point? The point is that the denominators are the same. Therefore, I can set the tops equal. Now hopefully once you get to here, you don't need this video to solve it. Let's go ahead and do it anyways. What would it look like? You'd say minus 21. So we went up with -15x equals -13. Divide by -15. You get 13 over 15 because the negatives cancel. Now, will this value give you 0 in the denominator anywhere? Go back to the original. If I add 1 to my answer, I will not get 0. If I times my answer by 3 and then add 3 to it, I will not get 0. So this answer is golden. It's good. That's the answer.